let's go ahead and get to the Bible. Let's get to some Bible. Get to some Bible.
A little bit of Bible. Just a little bit of Bible. Let me see here. Share this tab instead. There it is.
There we go.
It is. Just a little bit of Bible.
David becomes a picture of Christ or Jesus, Jesus Christ. So last time we talked about Saul's necromancy. Now Saul was the first king of Israel. Saul did what the Lord told him to do and then ended up falling by the wayside and being controlled by his emotions and anger and eagerness. Saul knew that the kingdom was taken away from him and given to David. David was living in his own house. David was living in the palace at this time. He was living in Saul's house, but was persecuting him. And by persecuting, I mean, he's, sending armies to go, pick David up. Guys, if you guys haven't seen what a slingshot is, look it up. This man, David's nickname should have been the Demon of Israel. He was terrorizing the ops with that slingshot. No wonder Goliath fell so hard. No wonder it says in the Bible that pebble sank into his forehead.
Y'all ever seen a catapult where they have the counterweight and the big old rock over here and they go boom, 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 and it throws it like that? Imagine that in your hand with a stone coming at your skull. I'm not surviving that. I'm not taking that. David got me in the head. I'm sorry.
And David is reloading that thing like it's literally bullets. He's reloading it like it's baby missiles.
He's the John Wick.
John Wick of the Bible.
Of that part of Judea. How did John Wick do it? Like it falls out and falls in. Keanu Reeves crazy for that though.
So David here is being persecuted. And I promise you that he could have been off Saul. But David, being a picture of Christ, said, you know what? I'm not going to kill you dead with petulance. I'm not going to kill you dead. I'm going to allow the Lord to make you a footstool at my table. And vengeance is not for me. This is the story right here of Saul attacking David. Now, David was a noble man, but he also had some times. He had some ruthless times, y'all. Y'all don't understand. This man was the first gangster in Israel, bro. 225 Philistines just for Saul's daughter. Saul didn't even ask for that many Philistines. He doubled it because he just liked to fight. People think I like to fight because I like. People see me fighting and think I like. I don't know what did he say? I don't even know what it means. You know what that mean, Catholic? No. It's like people think people think I fight so I can get better, but really I just like fighting. Something like that. David was like that. David had some harsh, some crazy moments. It was this one time where he thought this guy disrespected him, and so he pulled up with his 400 men to slaughter this one man. And then his daughter ends up stopping him, and they end up getting married. Him and her and David, and it's kind of funny. But you see here, David was being like Jesus, at least for once. At least for one. It says, then David arose and fled that day from before Saul. He's running for his life. And went to Achish, the king of Gath. And the servants of Achish said to him, is this not David, the king of the land? Did they not sing of him to one another in dances, saying, Saul has slain his thousands and David his 10,000s? This man got cred. He said, Saul got 1,000 on you. But David's
got a reputation about him.
The menace of Israel.
David says, I'll double that and do it to the next person.
And now David took these words to heart and was very much afraid of Achish, the king of Gath. So he changed his behavior before them, pretended madness in their hands, scratched on the doors of the gate, and let his saliva fall down on his beard. Then Achish said to his servants, look, you see the man is insane. Why have you brought him to me?
He's faking it, bro. He's faking it till he's making it up there, bro. So he changed his behavior before them. Before them. He said, I'm afraid. I know what to do. He starts manifesting. Drool's dripping in his beard. Achish, who did you bro? He's making a mess on my floor, bro.
Whole chapter. Let me get this whole chapter. Can I please get this whole chapter?
Yeah, man, I got you. I mean, this is pretty much it. It's only 15 verses.
I want you to pull up when Saul was in that cave. Wait, let's see.
Okay, hold up.
Okay. This is no common bread, my boy.
When David is sparing Saul?
Yes. What is that? 2019? Was it 19? Chapter 19.
Let's see. Here's 24. When Saul returned from pursuing the Philistines, they told him, look, David is in the wilderness of En-Gedi.
So
he died.
So Saul took 3,000 chosen men from all Israel. He had to get the big dogs on David, bro. Because David wasn't going to go quietly. As you can see, he was tweaking out. He tweaked out in front of the king of Achish. Look, he ain't going to go quietly. So Saul took 3,000 chosen men from all of Israel, and he and his men went to search for David in the direction of the rocks of the mountain goats. He came to the sheep pens beside the road, and a cave was there. Then Saul went in to relieve himself. Now David and his men were sitting in the innermost part of the cave, and David's men said to him, look, today is the day about which Yahweh said to you, see, I am giving your enemy into your hand, and you can do to him whatever seems good to you. So David,
I gotta pee, and I need a little bit of privacy. So I'm about to go into this cave. I won't go in deep. I'll just go into this cave real quick, and I'll come right back out. Imagine your adversary in the depths of the cave catches you pants down. You didn't know it was going to be number 2. I'm just playing.
Man, literally, David could have left his body shaking. Literally could have Swiss cheesed him.
You would have caught me handing in the toilet paper. Yeah, I got you, bro. I got you, Brody. Don't worry.
David could have did all types of treacherous stuff to this man. And David's man, Yahweh has delivered him to you. So David got up and secretly cut the hem of Saul's robe. And then afterwards, David felt guilty because he had cut the hem of Saul's robe. He said to his man, far be it from me and Yahweh that I do this thing to my Lord, to Yahweh's anointed, by stretching out my hand against him, for he is the anointed one of Yahweh. So look at the the allegiance that David had to Saul, and that Saul didn't reciprocate.
Mhm.
Saul didn't reciprocate this energy. So David rebuked his men with the words, and then I allowed them to rise against Saul. And Saul got up from the cave, and he went on his day.
David said, "What's the most evil thing I could do right now? I'm going to play a practical joke and mess up his clothes." He said, "I'm going to put a sticker on the back of his shirt that says,
Kick
dummy."
me. Kick me. Now, this is the part that is mind-blowing. Then David got up afterward and went out of the cave and called after Saul, "My lord the king." When Saul looked after him, David knelt down with his face to the ground and bowed down. Then David said to Saul, "Why do you listen to the words of people who say, 'Look, David is seeking to do you harm'? Look, this day your eyes have seen that Yahweh gave you today into my hand in the cave, and some said to kill you. But I took pity on you and said, I will not stretch out my hand against my Lord, because he is Yahweh's anointed. Now my father, see the hem of your robe in my hand. For when I cut the hem of your robe, I did not kill you. Know and realize that there is no evil or rebellion in my hand. I do not sin against you, but you are hunting down my life to take it. May Yahweh judge between me and you, and may Yahweh avenge me on you, but my hand will not be against you. Just as the ancient proverb says, from the wicked, wickedness goes out, but my hand will not be against you. After whom did the king of Israel go out? After whom you are you pursuing? After a dead dog? After one flea? May Yahweh be the judge, and let him judge between me and you. And may he see and plead my case. May he vindicate me against you. Now look at Saul's reaction. When David finished speaking these words to Saul, Saul said, "Is this your voice, my son David?" And Saul lifted up his voice and wept. Then he said to David, "You are more righteous than I, for you have repaid me the good, but I have repaid you the evil. You have explained to me today that you have dealt well with me, how Yahweh delivered me into your hand, but you did not kill me. For a man has found his enemy, but sent him on his way safely. Now may Yahweh reward you with good in return for this day, for what you have done for me. So now then, look, I know that you will certainly be king, and the kingdom of Israel will be established in your hands." Right? Now, you see how Saul realized the evil of his ways, but if you read the very next chapter, he's back to the shenanigans. Or I think the next chapter is him dying or something like that. His death. If you go to chapter 25. Yeah.
Samuel died? Not Samuel. Saul died?
Yeah, keep scrolling now. Wait, no. No, this isn't it.
No,
He's
died
back
to like 28, 30.
Yeah, he's back on the same shenanigans very next chapter. And so how does David become a picture of Christ? Because Saul, there's two Sauls. One Saul in the Old Testament, one Saul in the New Testament. The New Testament Saul was chasing after the children, the seed of pretty much Christ, his apostles,
the people of the way.
The people of the way, right? Peter, just to name a few. Peter, James, Paul. But David had a Saul. Jesus had a Saul. These Sauls were persecuting them, even though they were speaking the truth. But then, when Saul was spared, Saul was shown the light, he saw and realized that this is the king of Israel. This is the anointed that God has chosen.
He had to
Same
be
way with,
shown how blind he was to David's actual intent.
the same way with New Testament Saul. He was blinded by, you can read this in Romans, was it? Where it says, I feel like your zealousness, the same way my zeal was not in knowledge. This is what Saul felt. Both Sauls felt this, being a picture of one another when they were doing bad and evil acts.
Romans 10.
Romans 10. Now, how is Jonah? You got some more to speak on that, or
not in so much as just saying how further that David didn't kill Saul for it. Jesus didn't kill Saul for it because Saul killing Christians, murking Christians, wiping Aaron out, Christendom. These little beginnings. He's trying to stomp out that flame because he's zealous for the Lord, unlike Saul of the Old Testament. But Jesus did not visit upon him his iniquities for killing those children.
Well, he could easily have done it.
Definitely. He blinds them and says, "Hey, listen, why do you persecute me?" And Saul's like, "Lord, 3 days." Coincidence? But no. Other than that, I have nothing else to say. But okay, Jonah.